Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to do our preview video for tomorrow's releases in the game. We have Ghalzak, the new free MR support unit, and he's all about supporting. There is supports and support and support. He's all support. So we're going to talk about what he does. He's worth building, just if you want to know that. I'll tell you why when we look at him. And we're going to look at Dark Golem coming out this week as well. That's all that's releasing, so not a ton to pull. If you're not pulling for Dark Golem, you really have a fairly free week with a lot of PvE content to cover. Now, one thing I want to mention about Dark Golem, when we look at it, it will get this bestowed effect right here for global only. Lightning resist up, unit attack resist up. Once again, that unit attack resist plus the AoE attack resist just makes it such a great tanking vision card, especially for Earth and even for Ice. It is AoE resist defense for Ice as well, so it's not even bad for Ice. If you're an Earth player, you want to consider this. If you're an Ice player, you might also consider it. So let's go with Ghalzak first. Ghalzak, he's farmable through questing. His TMR is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not going to say it's like game changing because it's really not, but it's a staff that has healing power up. So if you're playing a support unit that uses a staff and you really don't care about them having magic attack up or light attack up or many of the other things that staffs in the game do, but you have a piece of armor and an accessory you would like them to wear, throw some trust stones on the merchant wand and you have a support unit that has healing power up plus whatever trust stones you give. So I think that's pretty nice for a free TMR. He's tutor time mage white mage. His master ability gives confusion resist to the group with MRs. It's HP and a buff that's not damage. So his is confusion resist, and there's a lot of confusion in the game in PvP. He gets spirit penetration, which is that's an interesting one because the dude doesn't really do damage, but if he ever tries to, he could have some spirit pen. 15 AoE resist, in love with 15 AoE resist. That's amazing. HP up is great, healing power up is great, and then he gets a skill upgrade with his dream enhancement. Let's look at his skills real quick. In his support tree, Guru's knowledge for him, the tutor job gets upgraded to knowledge of protection. 15 defense, 15 spirit, decreases his magic attack, but only by 8. And once again, he ain't really here to do damage. And then a theme of this guy's kit is instant casting or quick casting. He gets activation time down 200. Really good support ability. You're going to run that all the time. Disable CT change is worth thinking about if you don't want him casting like haste on himself. You can give him more magic here with this white mage one, or you could give him more activation time down. Try to get him as close to instant casting spells as you can, although one of his best spells is an instant cast anyway. We'll take a peek at that. His counter moves. He has a 20% chance to give himself a heal when he takes damage. He has a 50% chance to proc a slow when he takes damage, or he can give himself regenerate at 20% chance. I probably like anti-healing the most here. Slow counter, I mean, I could see that being useful, but give his man a chance to heal himself so he can then go back to focusing on healing his teammates. I think that's worth having. Okay, his basic attack is a 100%, or it scales 100% off of attack. Yeah, he's a magic-based unit. He's just hitting, bonking people with his staff. Apparently, it's also strike damage, so he's actually just punching people. It is what it is. Who cares what his basic attack does? He's never going to do that. Okay, Devout, his sub job. What did I call it earlier? Tutor? It's called Devout, I believe. So, he has Cure. This is single target heal. Okay, he can heal. Teachings of Toan. This is an earth attack buff. I like this. If you're pairing him with those like big earth carries, he can give him a little earth attack up as well as debuff resistance 30, and once again giving himself more activation time down. This is a good early turn buff if you want him to have more of an offense focused, way to help his team out. Teachings of Self-Defense. His gets upgraded. This gives allies in a small AoE, so he could group up and also receive this buff himself. This gives 20% of HP, 30 defense, 30 spirit, healing power up 30 for himself, and 20 more AoE resist. With this, now that's not for the group. When I first read that, I thought that was a group 20% AoE resist buff, and I was like, this man is S tier support character. No. It's just for himself. But with that 20 for himself, combined with his 15 here, that's 35. Before gear, before espers, before vision cards, before anything, he could get to 35% just through his kit. I think that's pretty spectacular. Then we get to method of recovery. This is a single target heal. You'll always want to use that over like regular cure because this one gives agility, attack, magic, and the HP. This is the staple of this job. It's the skill you see come out all the time from units like Minwu, for example. Okay, he has a skill right here. Now it's translated to triple explosion. This is Dream Inducer. It's Dream Inducer. It's a big scaler, 220%. So I mean, it scales nicely. He scales off of magic, dex, and luck. It can put the enemies to sleep, and it decreases all their elemental resist while they're asleep. Not a bad skill. It's his only damage dealing move in his main kit, besides his punch auto attack, which I guess that's main kit. Then I love the upgrade to wide healing method. It's a 210% heal that restores 10 AP in a diamond shaped AoE at range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5-way you can start the diamond. So it hits up to 7 range. It's instant cast through the upgrade. This is basically a better version of a white mage like Ayaka's upgraded Curaga. Curaga Panacea, well, Ayaka has Curaga Panacea, but Curaga upgraded is 210% heal with 50 AP restore, but it has a cast timer to it. The range on this is the same, but his is instant cast. It's sort of like a mini Ayaka limit break that also restores AP. What a great healing skill. What a fantastic heal. So he's got that. Now, if you go tutor sub job, he does have another self buff that gives him AoE resist and slash resist, and he has Cura but don't run this. You're probably going to run Time Mage for haste. Guard haste is a defense buff with haste. You put this on Bradley, you put this on Dialdo, those big ticket earth units that you're running alongside Ghalzak here, you give him some haste. I like this as an offensive option to his kit, probably a little more than I like Teachings of Toan, because take a unit like Bradley, for example. Bradley already gets to go more than any other unit in the game because he's super fast and he's constantly giving himself CT up. Put haste on him, GG, right? GG at that point. So guard haste is really, really good. Wish he would have had quicken, but he doesn't. Okay. And then White Mage, I don't think there's a reason to really run White Mage unless you just want the 100% chance Holy, and maybe you do. Maybe if you're fighting evasion, that's why you sneak into White Mage for that Holy. Overall, I gotta say this is another absolute winner of a free MR unit, and if you're building cost limited teams where you need a 50 cost unit to help put the team together, there's your Earth guy right there if you don't have like a Mont or something else built up and ready to go. Okay, let's look at the vision card. Dark Golem. This card just screams tank. Look at this. It's got defense, it's got spirit, it's magic, 154. Not much attack on there, but a lot of HP at 423. Tanks don't really care too much about this stat, although having tested Dialdo the little bit I have, his damage is not insignificant. Now, it is a Ice and Earth vision card that again is a little bit better for Earth and Global, like we talked about at the beginning of the video. The unit effect is even more HP, 15% more. The party effect is 20 AoE resist. Oh, that's great. Plus some defense, plus some acquired AP. Absolute banger of a card right here. Gonna make your Ice or Earth teams a lot harder to kill by just slapping this on the roster. That's just amazing. Then the Esper. Now the Esper is a little bit of a mixed bag. It is a tank Esper, and those tend to be slow. Dark Golem, he's slow. 13, not 11 or 10 or something crazy slow, but 13 is definitely slow. It does have a nice amount of HP. It's balanced between attack and magic, but it is definitely more of a magic Esper, and you'll see that once we get into the board. The board has Earth attack up on it that you have to get magic attack or magic the stat up 7% to get there. That's great. Like this is, you're gonna probably do this anytime you're running this guy on an Earth team. It also has a little bit of defense right here. What is this? 15 defense, another 5% HP here. It has human resistance 5%. So in PvP, if you're fighting humans, which is like everybody but a Bara and Slime, you have human resist 5. So you'll take 5% less damage. That's neat. Okay, missile resistance right here. You can also go anti-wind with wind killer and wind resist if that's the way you're going. And that's it, guys. That's the new stuff. Oh, Orange A from the future here. I almost forgot. In fact, chat had to remind me. I almost forgot to talk about our Master Ability 2s, our Transcendences this week, and the +6 gear upgrades. So let's throw those in really fast. Not going to go crazy long here, but we got to get them in. So Black Rose Helena getting her dream upgrade. She's getting activation time down 200, 10% more agility, which is really nice for her, and Witch's Secret Technique, catching the upgraded. I believe that is this right here. So she's still getting that 60% magic with the 8 decrease in spirit. So worthy of a trade. Activation time down 200. She's now also getting 40 AoE resist when her HP is above 80%. All about not getting one shot right there. When you get 40 AoE resist at 80% more HP, that's the game saying if my tank or whoever else takes damage and I'm standing next to them, it's just not gonna pop me. Good for her. That's a nice upgrade. Black Rose Helena back in action. Farm. Now, Farm is a big-time PvE unit. I'm hoping that her dream ability is PvE focused. Let's see. Slash attack 15. Yes, that's both PvE and PvP. That will help her in raids. Slash attack penetration is PvP focused, and then Protector Knot gets an upgraded. What in the world is Protector Knot? So, that's this right here. So this is her group buff. It's an accuracy buff, AoE resist buff for allies. All that stayed the same. Magic resist 20. That's all staying where it is. And then 200% chance to magic evade 60 for 3 turns for self and ignore sure hit. Oh my, did evasion farm become a PvP thing? I mean, it's trying to be one with this buff. Magic evade 60 is going to make her really evasive versus magic, and then sure hit evade will help against everything that's sure hit. So I like those buffs for farm. A little better at PvE, much better at evade in PvP. Okay, El Sorel, another unit that I mostly see in the PvE scene. She's getting HP, which is a PvP buff, slash attack pin, which is a PvP buff, and her gravity skill, her gravity, what is it called? Gravity blade upgrade? That skill's getting a buff. It's right here. So previously, this could only select one target. Now it can select 2 targets. Yep, that's the buff. Now think about this buff though. This is the thing with this. This is so good. I'm going to do a PV or a guild raids video later. This decreases agility and it decreases defense. That's 2 wonderful things to have in like a guild raid scenario. So just a unit to consider for guild raids right here. She also has a 3-hit attack in there. Very, very good guild raider is El Sorel. Okay, next up, McLeod. A MR beast of a unit is McLeod. He is getting attack 20%, pierce attack 15, and neutral lance skills getting upgraded. Now, did McLeod already have his master ability 2? He did not. He is getting both a master ability 2 and a dream ability this week. So McLeod was already great. He's really great. Now, his master ability 2. What's changing? He's getting AP consumption 15 turning into 25, so consuming 10 less AP than he was before. Critical damage 25 is staying the same, but he now gets 20 critical hit rate and 10 AoE resistance. Very, very good. Let me refresh the page right here. I need to translate it again. The skill that's being upgraded for our guy, hold on, I'm trying to get the translator to work, is going to be neutral lance. So how much of a deal is going to be that? Wow, words. This is a long video. My words are going everywhere. Neutral lance. Previously, turned counter abilities off, still does that. The range on it is still really far. 165 modifier, dispel haste. Now it increases pierce attack, resist penetration 40 for 3 turns for himself. So he gives himself a little more damage, which he honestly didn't need. This guy's already such a beast. He is just a lot better now than he was before. A lot better. He's going to crit more. He's going to be harder to kill. He's going to do more damage. Yeah, he's a lot better. Okay, so McLeod getting really, really good. Shoots out. Shoots out, once again, a unit you would mostly see in PvE. Let's check. Did he get both as well? No, he already had his master ability too. So for Shoots out this week, and I'm sorry about the refreshes and stuff, guys. This is a little scuffed since I forgot to do these, and I'm adding them in. His dream ability, 20% agility. 20%. Now, his base agility is not super high, but 20% is still nice. AP consumption down 25, and Hazard Revive is an upgraded skill. Let's go look at Hazard Revive. It's not his, it's this one. Okay, so consumes 10% of his own HP, gives himself 50% attack for 3 turns, nullifies the same 3 things it nullified before. Now will give him courage. Okay, that's really good. And auto recover HP. Really big buff to a move. It's just Shoots out. So like, I mean, I don't know. Is he a 50 cost unit maybe for cost limited PvE? Okay, Lisette. What's Lisette getting here? Let's see. She doesn't have a master ability 2 anyway, so we don't even have to check for that. Her buff is this: strike attack 15, agility 10, breaking kick upgraded. So definitely PvP focused buffs right here. Breaking kick, this is going to be decrease critical evasion, increase attack by 50% for self. Okay, increase critical damage by 20 now for self, 210% damage with an agility debuff attached to it. It's a 2-hit move. So once again, here's a striking unit with a multi-hit move with an agility debuff attached to it. Don't sleep on that for things like guild raids. Marguerite. Marguerite is next. Let's see. She already had Master Ability 2 in Global, so let's get a refresh and a translate on her Dream upgrade. Magic 20%, Accuracy 15, Mad Star Curse getting the upgrade. Mad Star Cursed is going to be this. It is now a square-shaped AoE instead of a small cross-shaped AoE. And the modifier goes from 185 to 220. So a big hitter right there. But once again, it's just kind of like, it's Marguerite. She's a 60 cost. She really should be 50 in my opinion for what she does, but it is what it is. Okay, Helena. Now, Black Rose Helena got her Dream Enhancement. Regular Helena also getting her Dream Enhancement, because why not? Here's what it is: HP 15%, AoE resist 15%, and Baroa Protection getting an upgrade. The interesting part here will be how good of an upgrade is this. It previously was 25 wind, or 35 wind, 25 earth resist buff, 4 allies, and a nice big diamond AoE with 15 defense. It does all of that stuff as well. Now it's just, it all does all that stuff still, but now it also gives spirit. This is a really good buff. If you are fighting wind or earth teams and you have this buff online, your squad's going to be a lot harder to kill. Good buff for Helena. Maybe she's usable in a wind team. Okay, Sottile. Now, disregard this. Sottile is not getting his Dream upgrade yet, but he is getting his Master Ability 2. This will give him 10 more AoE resist. Spirit penetration stays the same. 10% more HP, activation time down 200. Sottile gets a lot of what he needs right here. More AoE resist, more HP, gonna make him harder to kill. He was pretty hard to kill back in his day. He's gonna be kind of that hard to kill again, maybe, in Earth teams. Activation time down, this will prevent him from getting trolled while he's standing there casting a spell, and the person he's trying to cast it on kills him and you lose Guild Wars. This is a really good buff for Sottile. And then keep in mind, all of this is coming, including a big update to Immortal Dogma. Next up, Eliza. So Eliza, once again, not getting this, but is getting, because look, I'll show you, in Global right now. Oh, Eliza already has her Dream upgrade in Global. That's not the case for Sottile, right? I didn't misspeak. No, I'm right. Okay, so in Global, Eliza already has all this. What she didn't have was her Master Ability 2. Here's what it is. The group buff stays the same, missile attack pin stays the same, activation time down stays the same. Now she gets 20 critical damage, acquired AP up 30, and increase agility by 10% for self when critting. Okay, critical damage. If, again, Eliza is a very good PvE chaining unit. You can tell I'm in guild raid mode this week. Critical damage is one of the more awkward stats to build, but one of the more important stats for high score runs. So I like this buff both for PvE and PvP, especially because of that critical damage in there. And then the agility buff is going to be really nice for her as well. Okay, next up, Renal. I don't know that anybody uses Renal, but she did get her Master Ability 2, which is going to be attack 30 instead of attack 10, and single target resist 25 instead of 15. Okay, that scales really good with her Dream ability that gives AoE resist. It's still just Renal, and I don't know, I'm just not a huge Renal fan. We are also getting some gear upgrades. Now, this is the Flan earrings, the chocolate Flan earrings. Let's look at the aim version here. What is getting a lot better? The HP stat on these is going way up, and that's why you wear these things. You can wear the shield, or the shield version gives you what, like 15 defense, 672 HP. That's close to what like a piece of MR gear would give you. The aim, or the critical version, is giving you more HP at 768. The aim version doesn't give you enough accuracy to really justify it, so I think you're sticking with shield version still. However, the buff here is this. You now have 35% HP for 3 turns instead of 25%. Yeah, that's a lot of HP. This thing now gives even more HP than you could before. So Maybe somebody wants to go out there and drain force in the first 3 turns of battle. Yeah, then they can use this. Okay, next up, Knight Armor. This is from the Raid Revival, so you can actually farm this piece of armor this week. The buffs on it are as follows. 5% more magic resist down here. You usually build the barrier version of this because you're building this for like an anti-magic team. It's now 22 spirit and 842 HP. Look, if you're specifically building a plate armor wearing unit to fight mages, it doesn't get much better than Knight Armor. It's still just not a piece of gear that you see everywhere. I know some people like to build this balanced version of it. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should specialize and go barrier version, just in case you're ever in that scenario where you're a plate wearing unit fighting magic teams. And then lastly, we have the survival vest. Now, I'm really hoping this upgrade is good. So I noticed right away, 959 AP jumps off the page. There's a lot of HP on this piece of gear. Also, the defense version is 20 and 6 spirit. The spirit version is 13 and 10. Once again, I like the defense version a little bit better. The big deal on here was always the single target resist, and it gets 5 more. This is a solid upgrade, right? 5 more single target resist, a lot more tanking stats. The survival vest gets a big upgrade. Now, I'm going to go back and edit this in to the video I just recorded, so let's go to that. Stuff that is dropping this week in War of the Visions. If you're pulling for Dark Golem, good luck. I know my Visior stockpile was ravaged by Dialdo, but I'm hoping the bonus, please, Gumi, Square. If you watch my videos and you watch how when there's vision card weeks, that whale purchase bonus just isn't real good, hook it up this week. Give me a good whale purchase bonus, please. We'll see Wednesday morning on the Dark and Early video. Also, I do want to mention, if you're a fan of the channel and you want to support me, Amazon Prime Days is today and tomorrow. So if you use my link, instead of giving all your money to Amazon, some of it comes to me. I'm trying to promote this a lot because Amazon hooked me and just not a ton of people up. Hooked me and a few other people up with this special rates code, and I would love for them to keep hooking me up with these codes. So if you guys click my link, it shows them that I'm driving traffic to their site. I won't tell them that you were going to buy all that stuff anyway. I won't tell them. But if you're going to buy the stuff anyway, you know what I'm saying. All right, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.